There's nothing, and I mean nothing, that prepares you for a layoff. I was completely blindsided. I had no clue it was coming. I have been in marketing at a very large bank for 6 years, and I feel like I just got thrown away like a piece of trash. Quite a few coworkers reached out like, "Oh my god, like what happened?" And I'm like, "No answer. Downsizing, right? Whatever it is. It's really tough pill to swallow, and I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. This is the first time this has happened to me. I immediately thought of my kids, my wife, like how we're gonna make mortgage, how we're gonna pay bills. We live paycheck to paycheck as it is. As a millennial, I mean, look, fortunate working at a bank and doing marketing, but I don't know what we're gonna continue to do over the next like few months. It's really stressful, and I wish people had like resources and tools to kind of figuring out, what's the next path forward. And it's really only word of mouth and talking and networking to kind of figuring out like what that role is. And uh, I mean, the market sucks.
Yeah, and the biggest thing right now is nobody prepares you for layoffs, right? Especially these big companies, right? Like you're gonna see it happen across the board. But none of these people, most of these people, when they get their layoff notice, this comes from complete left field. There is no preparation unless you got some kind of whiff that the company is not performing as great as it is. But as a whole, you're not getting any kind of, 30-day notice that you're going to be laying off, 90-day notice, or maybe a year notice, or whatever the case is. You're not getting that. And that's why I always preach, you got to prepare yourself. You have to have backup plans. And even in his situation right here, right? Like he talked about how he's got a family, he's got, a home that he just purchased, he got mortgage, he got bills and all these different things, right? All of these pieces are affecting him and his life. And, all that is just swept from under him. And now he's struggling to figure out what's the next steps because he spent years and probably, I think even over a decade at the company that he was at, which was a banking firm. And in the midst of layoffs, you got another factory, which the entire manufacturing industry has been very, very interesting lately, especially this year alone. We've been seeing tons and tons of factories just shutting down as a whole. But this is a factory over in Kentucky. And y'all know I got to show the map, right? Because y'all love seeing what the map looks like. It's super red, right? I mean, y'all see the numbers, right? Y'all, this is your favorite part. But, this is a factory over in Kentucky. And at the end of the day, this is what's happening. Let's check this out.
Hundreds of people are set to lose their jobs in E-Town. Akebono, the brake plant, will fully shut down, meaning about 450 workers will lose their jobs. The Japanese company says it's a result of a decline in business in the United States. Akebono also shut down plants in Tennessee and South Carolina in 2020. The company will begin letting people go at the E-Town plant in December. The layoffs will continue through December of 2026.
So that's 450 people who are going to be without a job. And of course, in this location, I don't know what the area looks like. Is there more competition within the area that, maybe there's a new plant opening up or whatever the context is. But these people who are working at this place are going to be without a job. It really does suck to see, right? And you're seeing this happen across the United States. The job market is absolutely abysmal. It sucks to see, right? But at the end of the day, this is where we are. And, this is a Japanese company. And pretty much they're saying they're not making the sales and they're not getting the business that they were previously before. So now they're deciding to pull the company out, and they're closing another factory over in South Carolina as well, right? Like these are the things that are happening as we speak when we talk about, the car market, right? You don't have a lot of car sales. You don't have a lot of people who are, trying to get into the car market and get new vehicles and all these different things. So it's a complete collapse of the economy that I think is going to be happening very, very soon. I mean, we've been talking about this for months, but it's really, really unfolding very, very fast right now, especially with the government shutdown and all these different things that are happening. But I got more videos in here you're absolutely going to love. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well for more great content like this. Let's get to the rest of the video.
I just got laid off while on maternity leave for the second time in a row. My son will be 3 weeks old tomorrow, and instead of getting to enjoy the next 9 weeks with him and my toddler like I thought I would, I now have to search for a new job. My maternity leave is canceled out. I won't be getting paid for the rest of it, and the severance package is so bad I don't even want to share. And yeah, with my firstborn, I saw it coming. This time I had no idea. I was totally blindsided. And I need to find a new job. So, yeah, corporate America. That's it. That's all I can say.
Is that even legal, right? Like I sit back and think about that. She's on maternity leave. Isn't she protected by, federal laws or whatever state? And of course, we need the context. We don't know what state she's in, or doesn't even matter. I think it's even a federal thing, but I could be completely wrong. Please excuse my ignorance, but she's on federal maternity leave. Can you imagine how heartless, how soulless you have to be to lay somebody off while they're on leave? I don't know. This is absolute, that's crazy, y'all. I don't even know. I don't have the words, but it's bad. Like, it's really, really bad. Like, sit back and think about that for a minute, right? Like, you just had a baby. We don't know her financial situation, but I mean, still got bills. I'm sure she's got a partner or somebody that's supporting, that can help out in the meantime. But, on top of that, you just lose your job. Like, I don't know. The matter of postpartum and all the effects of that is just, it sucks, right? And I hope she's able to find something that is going to help her out in this situation. It sucks to see, y'all. But before we finish the rest of this video, I got to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. The economy feels like it's running people over lately. And speaking of getting hit, let's talk about Morgan & Morgan. Now, picture this. You're crossing the street, minding your own business, maybe even listen to your own playlist. Some guy in the car decides that brakes are just a suggestion. Not only are you on the ground, but your dignity is too. That's when the right legal team matters most. There's a reason cars are built with brakes, just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Over 1,000 lawyers, 4,000 staffs, and their motto is simple: for the people. That means if you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid, not giant corporations or insurance companies. Because let's be honest, if I get hit by a car, the last thing I'm gonna do is call my mom. Like, yeah, mom, I just got hit by a car. Do you know a lawyer? Nope. I'm opening my phone, filing a claim with Morgan & Morgan, and then calling mom. Priorities. And it really is that simple. You can file a claim within just minutes from your phone, quicker than it takes to argue with the driver who swears I didn't see you. Best part, you pay nothing up front. Morgan & Morgan only gets paid if they win your case. No surprise bills, no lawyer fees, draining your bank account while you're in a neck brace. So if you've been injured, your case could be worth millions. Whether it's a car accident, a slip and fall, or anything else, you can go to forthepeople.com/jreed or click the link in the description to start your claim today. It only takes minutes, and remember, they don't get paid unless you do.
Costs have not come down. I myself can tell you my apartment here in Washington, D.C., the electricity bill is $100 more than it was last year, because you can look at your own bill and look at costs. Prices have not come down. That is a reality. People's wages have not gone up. That's another reality. And so Americans are continuing to have a very difficult time. I'm actually putting the blame on the Speaker and Leader Thune in the Senate. This should not be happening. And I don't think, look, as a member of Congress, we already have a low enough job approval rating. This shutdown is just going to drive everybody's approval rating that much lower.
But so you're putting the blame on the leadership of your party?
Absolutely. We control the House. We control the Senate. We have the White House. I've been vocal saying, you can use the nuclear option in the Senate. This doesn't have to be a shutdown. But what we have to do is we have to work for the American people.
No matter how much work you put in, no matter how much blood, sweat, and tears that you put in, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a company is still a company. And I'm so hurt, but it's like, I know this is going to be a blessing in disguise, but I'm just worried in the short term. But I'm going to get through it. I just kind of want to document how I'm feeling now so that later I can look back on this and say it was a blessing in disguise.
I just got laid off after 11 years, so pack all my devices with me to send back. This box is from the company I work for to send all of my items back. If you haven't seen the news, there was a major company that did a large layoff recently of about 900 people. And unfortunately, I was one of them. So I got hired at this company in 2014. And when I was 17 going on 18, starting position, a barista. And so obviously you can probably tell what company this is. I worked my way up with no college degree. And in between, there were like a lot of opportunities collaborating with higher level leadership and some fun awards, lots of promotions, all the things you could think of. I'm going to be honest, it's not the same people in charge today that there was years ago. I still love my job after 11 years, absolutely. But a big part of that was my responsibility in finding different ways to love my job. I am forever grateful for everybody that I met, everyone that I learned from, all the versions of me that I got to unlock, because I learned so much from work.
Unfortunately, I just got word that more of my colleagues at the Department of Education, my former colleagues, because I was previously riffed, are being riffed, and they will be eventually losing their jobs. There are people from other agencies who also have received reduction in force notices. The point was always cruelty, but we are Americans, we are strong, and we're going to all get through this. We're going to get through this together.
To see Marjorie Taylor Greene just completely turn her back on the Republican Party is crazy. I never even had that in my deck of cards, right? Like, that's so crazy to me. But I guess it happens, especially once you get fed up of all the decisions at that level of government, right? Like, when you sit back and you're sitting back and seeing all the decisions that I've been making, it can make you, furious and turn on people, right? But as a whole, she was a huge supporter. She was a huge, Republican, MAGA and Trump fan. She was all over it. But now she's like, all right, what are we doing now? What are we doing? We're sitting back and we're in a government shutdown, all because we can't agree on a decision to extend federal health care to support for people another year. Like, that is her whole thing, right? Like, and on top of that, the economy is collapsing. All of these different things are happening in the midst of this one decision that is happening right now. And she's like, what are we doing? So I don't know. It seems very convenient for her right ahead of the midterm elections. Maybe that's something, a play within this to get an extra votes or whatever. But I don't know, y'all. This is crazy, but job market is crazy. Kentucky. This is another factory. Are we on number like 5 now for Kentucky? I don't know. I mean, we brought countless of videos about Kentucky, I feel like, right? We had the whiskey one. We had another GM plant. We had another plant. Like, it goes on and on and on. But if you enjoy good content like this, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well for more great content like this. I will see you next video. We out. Let's go.